How's it going, everyone? And to celebrate the next year of Madden coming out in just a few days, I am bringing back my very first series on YouTube, and I want to announce that the Bears Break the Cycle rebuild will be back in Madden 26. So get ready, get excited, and enjoy the video. I'll see y'all soon. The Chicago Bears, a storied franchise that's been around for over 100 years, has seemingly found itself in a cycle of sorts when it comes to quarterbacks and coaching, all that goes into it. So I'm going to attempt to fix that and break the cycle. The Bears were once a team known as the Decatur Staleys, a team that was created out of a work league team, or maybe not a work league, but a work organized team, and they joined the American Football Association in 1920, joining the likes of the Columbus Panhandles, Dayton Triangles, as well as the Chicago Cardinals, who are now the Arizona Cardinals. So this young league was renamed the National Football League in 1922, and Bears paid $100 to get in. Think about that when seeing these massive billion-trillion-dollar prices that teams are going for now. Throughout their tumultuous history, they've been up and down, winning several championships before the Super Bowl era, winning that one iconic 1985 Super Bowl with Jim McMahon and that crazy good defense that is referenced in pretty much every single Bears primetime game. But since then, they've had quarterbacks with the likes of Rex Grossman, who did lead them to a Super Bowl, Mike Glennon, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields recently, and right now, Caleb Williams. So hasn't been the best history when it comes to quarterbacks, but it hasn't always been their fault. And when I say break the cycle, I kind of mean the front office, coaching, quarterback not always lining up. It always seems like something is wrong. So with this rebuild, I'm going to attempt to break that cycle of something always going wrong in that relationship triangle of quarterback, coaching, front office. And with that comes the challenge. It's going to be a 5-year challenge, 5-year rebuild. We're going to start midway through, or a little bit after midway through. So this week against the Minnesota Vikings in week 13, I believe, 13-14. We will finish out this season, and then the 4 subsequent seasons, we will attempt to complete the following challenges. So as you'll see, some player challenges, a 4,000-yard passing season, which has never been done. Neither has 40 touchdown passes. That has never been done. Those passing touchdown and yards record being held by Eric Kramer with 3,838 yards as well as 29 touchdowns, something that seems to be done in the NFL every single year nowadays. The highest receiving season is Brandon Marshall with just over 1,500 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns. Recap, those player challenges will be 4,000 yards passing, 40 touchdowns, 1,600 yard receiving, 15 touchdowns receiving, and then a player in the top 3 of MVP voting is a bonus challenge for player-driven challenges. And in regards to team accomplishments, team challenges will be win a Super Bowl, sweep Green Bay in a season, winning record versus the NFC North, as well as a top 10 offense and defense. For coaching challenges, these might be the most important, maybe using all the timeouts in a game effectively, winning a coach's challenge, which seems to be impossible in this day and age for the Bears. So let's defend a Hail Mary. Very difficult plays to defend. I have no idea how anyone would be able to defend a Hail Mary when a quarterback's dropping back from the 50-yard line, just throwing it up. Seems like an impossible play to guard, but that's going to be a pretty difficult challenge for us. We got the player-driven challenges, team accomplishment challenges, and then the bonus coaching challenges. So let's hop right into this Bears rebuild. People know this roster: Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift. This is clearly underperformed this season. A defense that, at least at the beginning of the season, performed very well. They were a top-end defense, and now they've seemed to fall off as coaches have been recycled, and it seems like everything's just an absolute mess. But they do have Corey Taylor, 4th-round punter. We're also going to change our draft strategy. I don't know if we're going to be drafting special teamers in the 4th round again. Here we are. We're 4-9. We're picking up around week 15. Got blown out by the San Francisco 49ers. First order of business is to cut all these players. Hate to see him go, but this game doesn't have long snappers, so we're not going to be able to keep them around, unfortunately. Okay, cool. We are getting ready for our first game. I imported the next draft class. So I think the first order of business is to look at our stats. This isn't the rookie year that Caleb was probably hoping for. Most Bears fans weren't really hoping for, but it's not bad. We got 2,700 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 picks. Let's try and improve on that. At least get top 3-ish in rookie of the year. I feel like that's pretty attainable, and would look really, really good going forward. We could put up some stats at the end, hop right into it. But before we hop into that game, actually, I was gonna go through some of the re-signees for next season. Tevin Jenkins, in real life, I don't know if they'll be re-signing him, but with injuries not being as much of a factor, they're still a factor in this rebuild. Without them being as much of a factor, I think it's really smart to get him on a team-friendly deal. Not a ton of money. He's a really good guard that can stay on this team for a long time. Cool. And Keenan Allen is something that I'm still unsure of if I want to keep him around. We have Rome Odunze, we have DJ Moore, obviously, we have Cole Kmet. So what I was thinking is if we could get him on a team-friendly deal, keep him around, but with his overall at an 82, it's not totally worth it to have him for a ton of money. We'll see if we could, might let him go to free agency and maybe re-sign him there, or sign somebody else, somebody younger that could develop. So I'm not super concerned with a lot of these re-signings, but we'll address that more once we get towards the end. As we hop into this Monday night primetime game, I just wanted to give a little breakdown of how we're going to go season by season. So this is technically a 5-year rebuild, but since we're so far into year number 1, there's just going to be 4 years after this to be able to complete all of our challenges. And this episode is going to be the rest of this season as well as the off-season draft. And then each episode will go season by season. And yeah, so it'll be around it'll be a 5-episode series. So let's hop into it. I want to keep these rebuilds as realistic as possible, so developing a good run game will be key. Right side here. Oh. All right, 2nd and 10 here. 5 wide. Questionable choice with this O-line, but we're going to rock with it. Be open. There we go. Good first completion. Been able to gash him on the run, so maybe a play action here. Keenan Allen. 6. 5 wide in the red zone. Questionable call by me again. Let's take it in, Caleb. First rushing touchdown this season. Up 6-0 in the first quarter. Play some defense. We'll go into halftime up 7-3 against the Vikings on prime time. That's a lot more than they could say. Winning a first half is a lot for this team lately, as they probably have one of the worst first quarter point differentials, which leads to them usually trailing at the half. All right, Rome corner route should be open. Doesn't look like it. Rome looks open over the middle. First down. Early third quarter here. We got a 3rd down play, and we're looking to keep that momentum going. Give our defense a little bit of a cushion. Seemingly the Bears never seem to do it. These kind of games always end up being like 10-13. So that got stuck. See it roll out. Keenan Allen over the middle, broken play. That's exactly what we needed right there. All right, let's get that run game going. We've kind of moved away from it a little bit, but I want to keep that going, keep that healthy dose of run. But with this offensive line, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Not exactly the best personnel for this, but we're going to try and make it work to take some pressure off of Caleb. Power run. Yeah. This Minnesota defense starting to tighten up here. Well, let's really put the pressure on with the touchdown. Quick screen pass to Swift. 4th and 2. 4th and 2 on the 8-yard line. Haven't been able to get much going all game. I think going for it. I think going for it here. Running a toss to the right. Let's see if we can get some blockers and really put the pressure on. Get in. We're down to the 1. Okay, well, almost best case scenario. Converted on 4th. Let's punch this in. That D-line looks open right there. Let's see if we get Swift another touchdown, or his first touchdown. Cool. 14-3 going into the 4th. Let's jump in. We got that Caleb Williams rushing touchdown. That Roschon Johnson toss to the right for 6. And our defense has been playing well all game, so let's see if we can hold them to 3 and then run out the rest of this clock and finally break that 7-game losing streak that they've been on prime time. Or 7-game losing streak that they've been on all season, but what a time to break it on prime time. So let's run that Tampa 2, a style that the Bears have been running for a long time. We'll see if it changes now with a new defensive coordinator now that Matt Eberflus is gone. Let's see if we can get a stop here. 4th and 1. They are going to be going for it. Oh, we stop them. We stop them at the 15. Let's go. What a hit. Kevin Byard. We could get a few first downs, a long drive, punch something in. We could really put this game on ice. This would be a huge 3rd down if we could get this. Could drain, at the very least, drain a lot of clock. DJ Moore over the middle, something he does so well in real life. Oh, and he breaks a tackle. Okay, up to the 38-yard line. This, just a few more first downs, and this should do it. Do they send heat? I anticipate it is heat. Oh, he breaks that tackle. That was such a bad read. I don't know why I threw that, but it worked. It worked. And he stayed in bounds, I think. Did he stay in bounds? See if they bite. Oh, B was so open there. B was so open. That could have ended the game. Well, all right. We got to rely on our defense here. I'm stuck on a D tackle again. Oh, pick that, pick that. Hicks. Elijah Hicks run. What a play, and that ends the game on Monday Night Football in Minnesota. And the losing streak is now over. That's awesome. What a game. That'll do it. Came out of a 7-game losing streak with a massive 14-6 upset where we just completely stifled that Vikings offense. Great win. Let's keep going with this season. This is a brutal stretch. Vikings, Lions, Seahawks, Packers. So with that being Monday night, you have Monday night game and Sunday, and then a Thursday against the Seahawks. So we won't be playing this game, but we won't be playing all games in this series. My goal was around 4 games a season, or 4 to 6 games of jumping in per season, and then playoffs we could jump in. Not that I'm crazy good at the game, but having only 6 jump-ins to kind of really test the roster construction over just pure gameplay. All right. Final score 27-17. Not exactly what we wanted, but not exactly unexpected. Aiden Hutchinson's back, apparently, for them. So I'm thinking we sim next week against the Seahawks and then play week 18 against Green Bay. See if we get that, get on track with our winning record versus division. We've gone 1-1 so far this season. Well, I guess 1-4. We'll be looking to get that going forward, but getting a win against Green Bay, even though it probably doesn't matter to them, that'd be huge for one of our challenges. One new injury, Jalen John dislocated hip. Okay, well, we're out our best corner rest of the season. It's into the Packer game. Let's preview this Seahawks game. 9-6, Thursday Night Football. Look at the playoff picture. See where they're at. Seahawks look like they need this over the Rams to get in. This is a huge game for them. See if we go out and put up a good offensive showing. We're back at home. 35-6. See if we could salvage one against Green Bay, but a loss wasn't totally unexpected, but 30-6, 30-something to 6, damn, 35-6. That's wild. That's wild. A little look at Caleb's stats: 3,200 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 picks. Not a bad season, but Let's try and put up some numbers here and possibly get that to good 300-yard game, three touchdowns to get him over that 20 touchdown threshold. He already broke the rookie touchdown record. First drive on offense in the red zone. Looks like Swift will be open. Or I guess not. I guess not. That right side seems open. Okay, let's run a little drag with Keenan. See if we could get something open on that right side. Mercedes Lewis, former Packer, open in the end zone for a touchdown. There we go. Take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. And let's see if we can keep that momentum going. We get the ball. We're back on the ball here again. We got a stop on the Packers' second drive of the game. See if we could punch something in and really put the pressure on. Ooh, bad read. Bad read. What am I doing? What am I doing? All right, rough read. All right, we got to redeem ourselves after that pick. 3rd and 12. Big third down here. Get some pressure. There we go. 4th and 16. Jacob Martin again being featured in this video. Second half, 7-3 game. Just started the second half on this drive. And we are looking to punch it in here. Really put the pressure on. They do not want to... Oh. We get him on the Aaron Rodgers hard count. We did. Wow. Okay. Big man. Huge catch. Huge contested catch. Put us up 13-3 out here in the third quarter. Now we're looking at a 1st and 10. 6 minutes left in the fourth. We need a huge stop here. That's exactly what we needed. Tyreek Stevenson with a huge pick. Man coverage. What a play. Good to see him get a pick here on the last game of the season against the rival. Use that as momentum going into next season for him, because he would be huge if he could develop into something special outside of, or on the other side of Jalen Johnson. Let's put the hammer down. Let's put the pressure on here. The big drive. Oh, by the way, I think I've been using on Xbox, his name is Master Swift, his sliders. So shout out to him in making this rebuild a little bit more realistic in sim and in gameplay. DJ Moore, huge catch down to the 30. Really good tight end blocking wise. There we go. 10-yard game. Swift has been able to be somewhat productive. Roschon Johnson in the backfield, Doug Kramer in at fullback. We really got to change that. But all right. See if we get Rome on this corner or Swift on this little, like, Texas-y route. Huge. Oh, man. He had that in his hands. We're going to have to punt this away. 2nd and 7. Minute 53 left on the clock. If we get a stop here, that'd be huge. I don't know if they'd punt it. They'd probably go for it. So this is huge defensive possession. I see him wide open on the field. Big sack. Montez Sweat coming up clutch against the Packers. Something you'd love to see. Montez Sweat getting off the edge to force it to a tough 3rd down, 17. I think he dropped back. We've actually been getting a decent amount of pressure just in zone. So I'm going to stick with that. Let's see. Get to him. Gervon Dexter, big sack. 6 sacks for the Bears defense this game. Oh, and Jordan Love's injured. I saw 6 sacks for the Bears, 1 sack for the Packers. So that's huge for our O-line. O-line's been struggling all year. 4th and 28. Malik Willis is in. Let's get this stop. Let's not let up something dumb. Come on. No way. What's the flag on? What's the flag on? Holding. Finding that. Get out of here. Put us up by 6. Or if we go for it, get it, end the game. I like that. Let's go for it. And maybe Mercedes Lewis over the middle. Yep. All game. We got to win over 2 division opponents in the last 4 weeks, which I consider a win. We went 2-1 over that stretch against the division. A division that's one of the best in football. So going into next season with 2 wins in that stretch is huge. Take a look at the stats here. Not Caleb's best game. 17 for 30 at 198 and 2 and 2 picks. One of those was just awfully read by me. Jordan Love definitely had the better game, but rushing wise, they just could not get anything going on the ground. We were able to get a lot going with DeAndre Swift until he got injured there. DJ Moore with 92 yards. Not much going in the passing game. That's going to be something we need to address in the offseason in terms of improving, but it's a great win. Another very Bears win, 14-11, but it's a win nonetheless. Awesome. Let's look at the playoff picture just to get a scope of the league. So we got the Bills, Colts. Wow, Colts really went on a run. We got Steelers, Broncos. Really interesting matchup. Seahawks, Vikings, Eagles, Commanders. 1 seed goes to KC and Detroit. Not really a surprise there. And Green Bay with that win, gets a home game in that first round of the playoffs. Marquee matchups there, but not involving us. Not too concerned moving through those. So let's send the Super Bowl, see the results of those games, see who's matched up, get the offseason rolling. So Super Bowl ends up being Eagles Chiefs. Can't say I'm too impressed by that. I think the Super Bowl everyone wanted was Lions Bills, but somehow we end up with Eagles Chiefs. But Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts rematch. Looks like a lot of these games were really high scoring, especially in the championship round. Wow. Interesting results across the board. C wins the Super Bowl. Kind of a boring Super Bowl, but I'm not going to hate. Just check out the mock draft before we get into the offseason. So we have the 9th overall pick, and I'm definitely looking to pick up one of these edge rushers or O linemen. Probably not either of these two. Definitely either a pass rusher or an offensive tackle, so we could really bolster up that part of the line. Probably going to go that direction for most of the draft. I will definitely update you guys on that. Season recap: the Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl. The Chiefs pull out again, 34-28. Lamar wins MVP. Sean McDermott, Coach of the Year. Jamar Chase, wide receiver, Offense Player of the Year. Myles Garrett. Bo Nix wins Rookie of the Year for offense. Jared Verse wins defense. So let's check out these end of season stats before we hop into the off season. NFL passing leaders, not really surprised. Joe Burrow, 4,800 yards, 43 touchdowns, 8 picks. That's hard to argue against MVP. Lamar won MVP, 4,400 yards, 36 touchdowns, 5 picks. Yeah, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. Definitely a close race. Definitely something very debated. Rushing leaders, Saquon, no one's surprised. Derrick Henry not too far behind. Receiving, Jamar Chase, 1,600 yards, 18 touchdowns. Like, that's just ridiculous. Defensively, Trey Hendrickson, 15. Myles Garrett, 15 sacks. Defensive Player of the Year. I'd like to look at the rookie stats. So, Caleb, franchise focus. We were at 3,400 yards, 19 touchdowns, 9 picks. Not the season that most Bears fans anticipated, but not something that people should be worried about. He's that guy. Once they get a line, once we figure out that offensive system, we should have things rolling. And let's move to the Broncos. Check out Rookie of the Year, Bo Nix. 3,800 yards, 29 touchdowns, 9 picks. Awesome season for them. Made the playoffs, I believe. So, huge season for this rookie class. Commanders. Jaden Daniels, 3,400 yards, 19 touchdowns, 16 picks. Kind of seemed to falter towards the end of the season, but still, dude's a stud. Rushing, 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. Dude's a stud. And let's go to the Patriots. Drake May, 2,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, 11 picks. I think they'll figure it out. There's that rookie franchise focus for you. Now time to move into the off season. I was checking out the roster a little bit, and we lost a lot of abilities across the team, and one of those was Keenan Allen going down to a normal, so I don't think it'd be best choice to re-sign him for like $9 million a year. I feel like we could just get some better upside there, and there's not much that I want to do in terms of re-signing players from the previous team, as I don't necessarily want to clean house, but I don't necessarily want to keep a lot of these offensive guys around that really didn't perform well. We'll re-sign a couple of these guys. We'll just have some depth there because injuries do seem to be a problem. Re-sign Sanborn as a depth piece as well. He's going to test free agency, okay? And I think that is all we are going to do there. Advance the week. Free agency week 1 coming up. Cool. So take a look at the team. Week 1 of free agency, kind of address what we need. Definitely offensive line talent. Maybe one or two more receivers, free agency or draft. And on defense, definitely defensive line. A couple linebackers. Our corners seem to be good for now. Safeties also probably would like an upgrade over Jonathan Owens and Elijah Hicks, but there's a lot of holes. We'll try and fill as many as we can with free agency within reason. So, yeah, let's look at those free agents. Got some depth at tackle, offensive line, defensive line, and a wide receiver. All right, so main focus, and I think we're just going to go to the draft. There's not much to do in free agency, just kind of marginal signings. But draft is really where we're going to make our big splash, maybe a trade before the season starts, or at the trade deadline. So, yeah, let's get to the draft. Start the draft. Cool. So we got the 10th overall pick. Maybe that win in Green Bay wasn't necessarily the best thing in terms of draft lottery odds. I guess not odds, but just draft position. So we'll skip ahead in the draft to the next pick. We got Kelvin Banks, which would be huge at left tackle. Mykel Williams. All right, let's check out these. Kelvin Banks did not grade out super well in the combine, but elite strength, elite change of direction. But strength is there for tackle. Same with Brock. There's just not super impressive there. Check out Williams. 6th, 4th. Once again, not super impressive there. Will Campbell. Still not crazy impressive. Obviously, Ashton Jeanty is on the board, but not exactly someone that I want to go for. As most Bears fans would probably come at me with pitchforks if we draft a running back. All right, after looking at some grades, I think we're going to go with Kelvin Banks. Looks like the best prospect. Got like A awareness, A pass block, A run block, and 3rd in bench press, elite change direction, elite strength. Speed and excel isn't something I'm super concerned about, but run block, power, pass block power, a lot of A's I see. So I think this is what we'll go with. Let's see if he's a hidden dev, normal. Either way, we're getting a good offensive tackle, just help bolster that depth. That is a horrendous fit. But let's see if he's a better football player. He was ranked 5 in true value, and we drafted him at 10. Awesome. Sick. Hidden dev. Perfect. Cornerstone left tackle. Perfect. Pair alongside Darnell Wright. Maybe move Braxton Jones inside. We'll see. Or maybe move him. So maybe move him for another position on defense or something like that. Because I don't know how well he'll fit guard. So let's go to our next pick here. Pick 6 of round 2. So we have the 11th ranked Malachi Starks. I mean, just true talent wise, can't get much better than that with ranked 11 in the second round. It's like we really don't need a safety. We really don't need a safety. But maybe if we convert him to free safety, he's a zone safety. He could take over for Kevin Byard when he's out. But look at those grades. Like, this dude looks like a stud. The only other guy I consider is Landon Jackson out of Arkansas, like also stud. No, we're just going best player available. I know this is probably not the best idea, but this guy looks like a stud. So we're going with him. Number 11 in true value, and we draft him at 38. Solid. Hidden Dev, 95 Excel. Yeah, he's going to be our free safety of the future. I think strong. Oh, never mind. Strongest position D line. That just doesn't seem right. But cool. 95 Excel, 93 speed, 92 jumping, 6'1", 205. I think we got a stud. We got a steal. How did that dude fall all the way to us? All right. Before we pick, let's see what kind of offers we can get for this pick. See if there's anything that seems worth it. Second round pick, third round, just moving up. 2026. Not necessarily, doesn't really fit our timeline too much. 2026 first rounder. Let's check out here before we. There's got to be a reason why the Eagles want to offer a first round pick for this. So first round pick seems really enticing, and it seems like get some talent later, third round. Is getting a first round pick regardless. They were in the Super Bowl, so it's most likely a late first rounder, but who knows? That could be 2 first round picks. You can't really argue with that. Josh Simmons went up 20 spots. Just have a crazy combine. Not really. A lot of corners. Awareness. This guy kind of looks like a stud, not gonna lie. But will he fall? Probably not. What pick do we have? I don't think that guy's definitely not gonna fall, but so I think we're gonna trade for the first round pick. I like second for a first. Sure. Got our left tackle. We got stud at safety, but we really rest of the draft, let's bolster that D line. Let's get some talent in here. Okay, I think we found our guy, Luke Kandra, out of Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati. 6'4", 323. Really solid combine stats for the third round. Solid strength, but just a really agile guard. Maybe potential in center. So I like that pick. Where did he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Kandra. Actually, let's check Ray. See how he is. Also not bad. I wanted to check on that defensive end right there. So I think we're going to go with Luke Kandra, bolster up that offensive line. Ooh, okay. Well, not the greatest pick. We'll see. He could still be, I mean, he's definitely going to be a rotational piece for us at the very least. So, can't hit on every single one, but I'm not too upset. Not a bad pick. Normal dev, decent Excel, but someone that could sit behind and develop a little bit. All right, here we are, 6th round. Nothing too special, but maybe we find our center of the future. Who knows? Cooper Mays, solid. All right, welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. Man, these are some rough picks. Okay, well, blocking doesn't look too bad. Pretty average. Maybe could develop into someone. Let's pick. Go defense. Josiah Stewart from Michigan. Michigan's a good D line. Let's go. Let's get him. Okay, well, not finding many diamonds. 87 Excel for a right end, not bad. Horrendous fit once again, but move. We don't really need corner. Nick Nash, dude's a stud. That does not look like him at all, but okay. Brian Sorrell out of Texas. Logan Brown, interesting. Let's give him a shot. Okay, well, there we go. At least we hit on our top end picks. Those guys don't look bad. I think that will do it. I guess we had our 7th round, but I'm not super concerned about our 7th. we'll just let the assistant GM do that. So let's check out our draft recap. See if we got any studs in that draft. 78 overall, Kelvin Banks, huge, and Malachi Starks. That dude, I think, is the steal of the draft. Not exactly who we needed in terms of position, but we got a lot in the trenches, a lot of depth pieces here. Not really people that are going to play this year. Kandra might. Kind of disappointed with that third rounder. Strength is low, but blocking, who knows? Check that later. But definitely some moves that need to be made, and possibly some trades. So we'll see. I'll do some digging and I'll be back. All right, going into next season, this is what our lineup looks like. I messed around with the depth chart. It was being a little odd, but figured it out. So we got our first round pick, left tackle. Moved Braxton Jones into left guard. He ended up going up in overall to 79. Tevin Jenkins, I moved him to center. And our rookie right guard is definitely our weakest part of the O-line, but hopefully he develops. We have a lot of guys here that are like replacement level. So maybe at some point next year we address that right guard spot, but the offensive line's young and looking up. So I'm happy with that. Wide receiver room, not looking too shabby. We got DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, and Tutu Atwell with Tyler Scott and Torre. So hopefully a lot still young receiving core and something we could build off of. Still got DeAndre Swift, Caleb Williams. Hopefully some of these guys could develop into superstars. That'd be huge for us next season. On defense, not a ton of changes, but we have Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, safeties, linebackers, not bad. We really need to address that left outside linebacker and a couple spots on the D-line. I think that's where I'm going to go next season in regards to trades. I think that's the direction we're going to go in. Try and trade for either an end or a tackle or that left outside linebacker spot. Our steal of the draft, quote unquote, second round pick, right? Malachi Starks. He 76 overall, 93 speed, 95 excel. Dude looks like a beast. And for now, he's going to be sitting behind Byard. Maybe that's a guy we move in a trade to get a D lineman and then move Starks over to free safety. And just expedite that process and just have him have starters minutes. For right now, he's our sub linebacker. Have really good speed over there and decent hit power, good coverages. So he should perform well. But I think going into next episode next year, we'll be looking to trade for one of these linebacker spots and bolster up that defense. First order of business, I think we should go take some stock of our roster right now and kind of recap what we went through last season, what to look at going forward. I'm kind of thinking right now, the free agency, due to my own incompetence, we really didn't get much done at all. I tried to sign Khalil Mack, which would have been sick to bring him back on that defensive line, but I pressed some wrong buttons. So here we are at 83 overall. You know what? Would say that's pretty par for the course because it feels like the Bears push the wrong buttons all the time during the offseason. So I'm not going to sweat over that one too much. But what we are going to do is actually make some trades and hopefully bolster up this offensive line and defensive line, as we did draft that left tackle, Banks, and we drafted that safety that'll sit behind Byard or maybe be a trade, or have Byard be a trade piece and move Malachi Starks up to free safety 1, because that'd be crazy for us. We get a superstar back there on a rookie deal. So I think what I'm going to go do right now is go try and cook up some trades and see what the market looks like. I'll be right back. Also, I forgot to mention, shout out to Cody for the jersey. All right, so I'm going after Cesar Ruiz, as in this simulation, the Saints drafted a right guard, and I don't remember which round, but they have another guy there. So I'm looking to free up that spot for them. I mean, they probably could use it in a different spot, but it's a large position of need for us and not as much of a position of need for them. Add a 5th rounder, so a 3rd, 2 4ths, 2 5ths, or 3 5ths, 2 4ths, and a 3rd for Cesar Ruiz. There we go. All right, so we did end up getting a starting right guard for Caleb, as we did draft that guy in like the 3rd or 4th round or something, but we really needed someone that is good now and could protect him now. There we go. So we got our starting right guard, and that should shore up our O-line a decent bit. So now let's go look for a defensive lineman. I think defensive end, defensive tackle, something to just generate more of a pass rush that was a really big point of emphasis going into the offseason. First off, though, I think we will sign a guy like A.J. Dillon, the small deal. We do need more of a power back. Roschon Johnson kind of regressed in overall a decent bit. So having A.J. Dillon as a power back behind Swift, no way. All right, 2027 6th. Come on. Trade accepted. There we go. We get our defensive lineman. We get our edge rusher, Josh Allen, to go opposite of Montez Sweat. So let's give this roster a look. All right, looking at the roster here, our offensive line already looks so much better. 80s across the board, all a very young offensive line that could hopefully progress throughout this year. The defense looks a lot better. Still, I think a couple pieces away. Maybe we move Kevin Byard at the deadline, or maybe even now, either a D tackle or an outside linebacker. Yeah, I'll look at some trades, and then we'll get this season going. So we got out of this deal without having to give up any draft stock. We gave Kevin Byard and Elijah Hicks, a young safety, to the Cowboys for Overshown. I think it'll work out for both teams as they do need a safety in that defense. It's money that'll be coming off the books in a couple years, but then they won't have to go and pay Overshown. So I think it's a good deal for both parties and really helps our defense right now and allows our new rookie to move into that free safety spot. We'll just make this signing for depth. Don't think he's going to play, but just in case an injury happens. All right, so after all those trades, this is what our offense looks like. Our offensive line looks a lot better. The addition of Cesar Ruiz, a lot of high 70s and mid to low 80s across the board. A lot of room to get better as they're all young. Same skill positions, but Caleb will have a little bit more time to actually get it to those skill positions. Defense is where we saw our huge upgrades. So we got Josh Hines Allen in the trade with the Jaguars, DeMarvion Overshown from the Cowboys, and that deal with Kevin Byard that allowed us to slide Malachi Starks into that strong safety spot. And I really hope he could break out. 93 speed, 95 excel. That'll be a great user. I think that's what we'll be using for a user when we do hop into games. I'll go reorder the depth chart a little bit just to make sure everything's in place, and then we could start our simming. All right, so I simmed to week 1. We got player upgrades. Tyler Gordon. Hopefully we could keep him as that slot guy. Nope, man coverage +3. That's really nice. Malachi Starks already getting an upgrade is so nice to see. +2 man, +1 pursuit and tackle. Already up to 300 snaps. So hopefully we could see if that's a superstar. That would be huge. All right, and I want to use these staff points. I'm not totally sure what's best for these, but I do want to go offensive development. Let's sim through week 1. And quickly before we do that, I'm going to put the challenges up on the screen that way. Yeah, so we got our 4,000 yards passing, our touchdown record, our passing record, and all those. Without further ado, let's get right into it and advance through week 1. 38-7. Wow, okay. That's not exactly what I was expecting with these upgrades. That kind of, I'm not going to say that changes a lot, but that changes a lot. All right, in that first matchup, rough start for Caleb. 193 and 1 touchdown, 4 picks. We got to get off to a better start, especially at home. Bears lay a very, very unexpected at this point egg in week 1, but hopefully that's just a catalyst. Hopefully the rest of the season can go a lot better. And how this league is going to work, or this year is going to work simulation-wise, so I think I'm going to go through the first half of the season. I wanted to sim through week 1 just to see how the team performed. Obviously a big letdown, but I think we're going to go through mid-season, check where we're at, see if we need to make any mid-season trades, where the team is at, what direction we want to go, and kind of assess where we want to go. And then I'll sim a few more weeks, check back in, check on the team, trying to gauge how much exact gameplay we want in these videos. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like all sim, no sim, little jump-ins, highlights, stuff like that. So I'll be back mid-season. Without further ado, let's advance to mid-season. Okay, so we definitely know the direction of the team this year. Starting to feel like it's a little bit of me fumbling the bag here, but 1-6 to start. Definitely not what we wanted to see going into week 8. But let's, I guess, check the stats. Try not to vomit. 10 touchdowns, 13 interceptions for Caleb. Rushing wise, also really bad. 1 rushing touchdown this season so far. where are we in the season ranks? This is insane. We are near the bottom. We are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to last in offense. Passing, it looks like we are close to the bottom as well. Looks like we just turn the ball over way too much. So what I think we're going to do is we don't have a ton of, not necessarily looking to sell. Oh, look, Patriots are 0-6 too, so take that for what it's worth. So what I think we're going to do is sim a few more weeks. I don't know if we want to make any trades. We don't really have much to sell off. So this seems kind of like a developmental year, even though that's what we kind of hoped last year would be, and this would be the bye year. But I mean, if you look at those stats, 32nd, 20th, 30th, 32nd, 21st, clearly still have a lot to work on. We have a young team. We're still developing. And hopefully we can have a better end to the season than the start. I mean, we can't get much worse than this. I don't know if I'll be jumping into any at 1-6, but let's advance a few weeks and I'll be right back. All right, so with the record of 2-6, we did beat the Panthers. We did beat the Commanders last week, which is a huge win. And Caleb got injured, broke his thumb. There are some positives to come out of this season so far. So Malachi Starks, who we had really high hopes for, yeah, Tyson Bagent starting. I think only for 1 week though. Malachi Starks is a superstar, which is huge for us. So even though this year seems kind of like a lost season, with all these young pieces developing with really good depth traits, I'm really excited to see what our overall gets to next season. We have a lot of cap space, a lot of guys on small deals, looking to bring back Kyler Gordon, Brisker, Braxton Jones, also get TJ Edwards back, bring back Darnell Wright as well. Probably accept Wright's 5th-year option and try and re-sign at least 2 out of these 4 people. I'll do that right now. Okay, so I think next, he seems pretty close to a deal right there. And Brisker wants to come back, it looks like. Another cheap deal, 4 years. We'll do 4 years and then 4.8 kind of in between that mid and high tier. Perfect. We got Brisker back for 4 years. If we could bring back Braxton Jones on a small deal. Okay. Looks like we'll have to re-sign Kyler and Braxton another date, but they seem pretty close. 3 years, $4 million. Perfect. Okay, so we got 2 out of those 3. We're not losing a lot next season. Hopefully we could bring back Kyler. He's a big part of that defense. I'll look into that and update if we do re-sign or if we do lose him in the next coming weeks, but I'll be back next few weeks. Okay, we were able to re-sign Kyler Gordon on a slightly higher deal. Braxton Jones, another guy I want to bring back. $3 million for, we'll see. We might just want to move on, as we do have we do have another offensive lineman in the pipeline, and we could just draft, see if we could get better there. And I think I'm going to leave most of these until the re-signing period and pick up that 5th-year option on Darnell Wright. I'll be back in a couple weeks. All right, we did pull off a huge win over the Cowboys, who were 7-2, I think. So definitely turning a corner this season, maybe too little too late, but some good momentum going into next season. We do have a breakout. Oh, Overshown, the guy we just traded for, 6 tackles and a sack, interception or forced fumble. I think we'll go with that one, see if he could get a sack. Cool, that'd be massive. Overshown can become a superstar. So I'll be back next week to see if we got that breakout game. Hi guys, so due to my own unfortunate incompetence, I muted my mic by accident recording something else, so I lost all my voice audio for the rest of the video. For the last 9 minutes or so, it'll just be a voiceover. Still gonna be an exciting finish, but I just wanted to let you guys know as my face cam's gonna change. I'm gonna be in a different outfit and it's gonna sound maybe a little bit different. Stay tuned, still a great finish to year 2. So with that out of the way, let's get right back into it. So we did end up getting that superstar upgrade on Overshown, which is huge, and it'll prove to be going forward throughout the rest of the season. I'm really glad we were able to get that. And here's just a look at me going through the playoff picture. If you'd like to pause, we are 6-7, so not really much to play for here except for pride against the Packers. I went ahead and upgraded a few of our wide receivers and Jalen Johnson, as well as our new rookie Starks, who did get a superstar. So in typical Bears-Packers fashion, it is a 10-13 game in the 4th quarter. Packers, with seemingly very little time left on the clock, tie it up 13-13, and Tyler Scott takes it back up to around the 30-yard line. Caleb in the offense looking to get something going with 19 seconds left. Play action to Swift. Caleb looking right, sees Tutu Atwell
down up the sideline, out of bounds, 13 seconds left. Caleb in the offense looking to get into field goal range, hopefully win this game. As he sees DJ Moore quickly on that corner route up the sideline, breaking free, touchdown Bears. Huge game-winning play, huge game-winning catch. What a finish to this game. That was awesome. And we decided to go for 2 because why not? And there we have it. So 21-13 is the final, a great way to end the season. And let's take a look at these stats because Caleb balled out this game. 22 of 35, 325 and 2, definitely his best game as a Bear so far that we've seen. As we finish off the season, take a look at the playoff bracket. I wanted to also take a look at some of our end of season stats. Caleb Williams, 3,162 yards, 21 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Not the season we were hoping for, but definitely something to build off of as I could see being more aggressive. Rushing wise, really not much to show. Probably a big reason why our offense suffered a lot this season. Not a lot on the ground, but hopefully with those offensive linemen developing, we could really get that run game going next season. And in the receiver room, DJ Moore had a nice bounce back season. Only 4 touchdowns, but a nice sophomore season out of Rome. 10 touchdowns. Stuff you like to see. Tutu proving to be a good pickup as well. Komet, a solid season. And defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, top tackler. Our Josh Allen acquisition proving fruitful. 7.5 sacks. Hopefully we could get a little bit more next season from the pass rush, but this is a great start. And interception-wise, it seemed like we had a lot of picks this year. Y'all are going to have to let me know in the comments if this is a lot, because it feels like it. Now time for player awards. Lamar Jackson wins MVP. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts right behind him. Coach of the Year, John Harbaugh with the Ravens. Lamar offensive, Chris Jones defensive, Cam Ward Rookie of the Year with his duo Restrepo right next to him. Nick, I forget his name, is the Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback, running back, D-line, etc. Mixon continues to dominate in these sims. Amon-Ra winning it for offensive for the NFC. Shedeur Sanders winning offensive Rookie of the Year. Genty winning or getting in second place, offensive Rookie of the Year. Jalen Hurts, best QB. Dexter Lawrence, not too unfamiliar up there. So, end of season stats, we got Pat Mahomes and Shedeur Sanders. 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 24 interceptions is crazy as a rookie. So shout out to him. And as I'm poking around the menu, you'll see that there's no Lamar to be found. He doesn't even seem to be in the top 10-ish, 15 in passing. So, some ridiculous seasons though. 41, a lot of good quarterback play. But Lamar's all the way down there. But with 28-9, really solid season passing. But with Mahomes getting 46-6, I was not expecting Lamar to steal that MVP. But with 24 rushing touchdowns, 24, there's no question that Lamar's MVP. The most in a season rushing is Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts last year, both with 15. So 24 is just utterly ridiculous. So one last look at the end of season stats here. Mahomes with an absolutely crazy season. I want to also show the playoff picture, how it turns out. So it was Ravens-Eagles at the end of the day. A lot of dark horses with that 5-6 matchup, but 1-2 on the AFC side. But Lamar finally getting the better of Pat Mahomes and getting to the Super Bowl where the Eagles do take the Ravens down. Jalen Carter maybe should have been Bear, winning Super Bowl MVP, which is crazy to see, so shout out to him. Now we get into free agency, etc. We re-signed Darnell Wright on that 5th-year option, Braxton Jones as well, just more O-line depth. And as we get into free agency, we signed Aubrey and Owe for next season. Not too much going in free agency as the contracts weren't the best. And in the draft, I did end up trading that first-round pick from the Eagles and to the Seahawks for a first and a second. We pick up Henry Collins, hidden dev trait. We really needed the depth here at D tackle because that was an area of big weakness. And I think with this pickup, our defense could take a huge step next year. We got Randy Dowling, a depth piece, Jay Waller, a halfback depth piece, a power guy we could bring in. as Roshan's regressing. So this is our recap. Henry Collins will be able to play right off the bat. Dowling will be a bit of a project, same with Waller, but he'll be in that third RB spot. But overall, I think a really good draft. Collins could potentially be a stud for us alongside Gervon Dexter. So I'm really excited for how this draft went. Hopefully he could be a superstar. That'd be massive. And here's just a look at our team going into year 3. Our offensive line, 80s plus around the board. Same offensive weapons, definitely some room to grow, but a lot of potential here for an explosive offense going into next season. And defensively, we got huge upgrades with Josh Allen and Overshown getting a superstar. Hopefully Malachi Starks could get that superstar back, and Jalen Johnson can as well. So hopefully that defense could develop even more. Season 3 of the Bears Break the Cycle rebuild, and just a little bit of a recap. So we left off at the draft stage, and I did some upgrades, did some training camp drills, Tim through the preseason, and I would like to go through the schedule. I want to switch things up a little bit and play a little bit more. So I'm going to play a game in each quarter of the season. So the first 4, next 4, next 4, and then next 5. So I think what I'm going to do is play this Lions game and then play whatever game is the most meaningful out of these 4. Yeah, this Vikings game, and then probably the Packer game at week 18. So that's kind of my prediction of how we're going to do things, but I think depending on how the season shapes, we'll switch it up a little bit. But one look at the roster before we start hopping in and simming. This is what the roster looks like at the beginning of season 3. We got Caleb up to an 84. Decent receivers out wide. Tutu is our pickup. We got Tyler Scott here as well as our 4th string, but wide receivers are looking nice. Swift is up to an 85. Offensive line looking solid. Met solid. Maybe a better backup tight end pickup is needed. Defensively, we also saw a lot of growth. This is our 2nd round pick, Collins, because we didn't have our 1st round pick because of the Josh Allen trade. But our secondary looks great. Our D line looks all right. Josh Allen is definitely going to help that. And our linebackers are good. We have some depth there, as well as safeties. Malachi Starks, hopefully he could take a step up and get even better next season, or this season. Same with Brisker. So, and we did pick up Brandon Aubrey in free agency. That's our roster. And I will be back in week 4 for that. I think it was Lions matchup? Yeah, I'll be back in week 4. I'll keep y'all posted on wins and losses and stuff like that. Week 1, close out the Seahawks. We were the higher overall, so it's a little bit concerning, but I'm not going to be too concerned unless we start off really poorly. But close game, first game of the season, get that out of the way, keep it going. This is a huge matchup against the Bills, but I did want to try and get headway on our division win challenge, so I'm probably just going to sim until the Lions game, and we'll play that one. Starting off 0-2, I really don't know what's wrong right now. Let's dive into the stats a little bit and see what's really going wrong. Maybe we could address this in the trade market. Looks like our offense has been bottom 10, not ideal, especially with the weapons that we have. Our defense as well has not been that great, bottom 3rd of the league. So it looks like after checking out the stats a little bit, it's just all across the board, kind of a slow start. Maybe that's something we get to more like week 7. Hopefully we could get a win here, get off to 1-2, and then play that Lions game, hopefully win that and get to 2-2 back on track. There we go. We get our first win of the season, 30-17 against the Saints. Tyreek Stevenson out for 2 weeks. Rough. Okay, that's gonna take a hit, but we got some good depth there. So from the looks of it, Caleb had an amazing game. Not much in terms of yards, but 3 touchdowns, solid completion percentage. Rushing, Swift had a decent game, and DJ Moore with a touchdown. Tutu Atwell with 2 touchdowns. All around, just a really nice game. Defensively, Jalen Johnson had a pick. We were able to get after the quarterback in decent amount, 3 sacks. Solid game all around. Good way to get back on track. So let's hop into that Detroit Lions game. Hopefully pick up win number 2, get us back to 500, and hopefully propel us to stay over 500 for the rest of the season going forward. Here we go. Big drive ahead. Down 7, 6 minutes left. Plenty of time. Definitely need to put some points up here. Swift wide open on the wheel route. No one guarded him. Let's go. Huge play. Big quick strike. Puts us tied. Let's get a stop and get the ball back and win this game. Huge user play. Dogs barking, but Edmonds with a huge pick to put us at the 30-yard line. Tie game. Massive swing in this game. What a play by Edmonds. Get Swift that 3rd touchdown of the game.
Stretch run, beat him to the outside, touchdown, taking the lead. Let's go.
2 minutes left. Let's play some defense and shut this game down.
I like this. Unless they run that corner, I'll try and cover that corner to the left side. They like to run that. Maybe more towards the middle. Oh, yep. Yes. There's the stop. We need a minute left. They got 2 timeouts. I think we need 1 first down and we could win this game. We're in field goal range. This should be game. Get a first down, win the game, or kick a field goal and win the game. Oh. 4th and 1. Okay, well, we'll drain the clock all the way to around 20 seconds left. Kick that field goal. Go up 10. We got a clutch kicker. This is why we got Aubrey. No, and I miss it. Gotta make a stop here. Gotta make a stop. Not blow this game. No deep shots. Let's get to the quarterback. There we go. Hey, he got it away. Either way, 9 seconds left. Play back. Not give anything. That's game. Didn't have enough time to get down. There we go. We get our 2nd win of the season. Going to 2-2, 28-21. Start off the season 1-0 in our division. Caleb, 17 of 28, 188 yards. Yards still haven't been there, but completion percentage is decent and been producing touchdown-wise. So great game for him. DeAndre Swift, 4 yards per carry, touchdown on the ground. And then receiving, Swift had 2 receiving touchdowns, 4 for 74 and 2. Huge game for him. Just a great game overall for the offense, putting up 28 points. Defense held it down at the end after a horrible missed field goal by me. Let's keep it going. Our rookie gets an upgrade. That's huge. I wonder what his hidden dev is, if it's been released yet. Not quite, but 74 overall. If he could at least be a star, he could keep progressing into something, that'd be really nice. Carolina Panthers, 0-4, should be a good win. Let's look at re-signing some of these guys. Priority is going to be signing these 2 next offseason, so we got to make sure we keep enough money on the books for next year. Sweet. So we got Tyreek Stevenson back for like $5 million. That's huge. 2-year deal, $7 million. I don't mind this. There we go. We got Dexter back and we got Tyreek Stevenson back. I'm still on the fence about all of these guys. Probably want to keep them around. I'm thinking we let Swift go and find someone in the offseason or in the draft we can replace him with. He's done really well for us, but I really think that this money could be best spent elsewhere. And going through the season, I'll check out the stats and see if these guys, if Edmonds or Overshown, are worth bringing back. I think at least one of them, if not both. So let's keep simming. See if we could pick up this win against Carolina. We lost to the 0-4 Panthers. Check out this mock draft. They still have us picking 4th. So my first mock draft, I wouldn't go corner necessarily. I'd probably either go D-line, or I kind of, if there's a stud running back, I kind of want to go, maybe not with the top pick, obviously, but we'll see. It's still early. Looks like our offense has just been rough. Same with our defense. Probably looking at the Falcons game for our next game that we hop into. So I'll be back for that game. And there we go. 41-16 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's huge. Let's check out the stats in that game. 41-16. Caleb with 3 touchdowns, 299 yards, 23 of 34. Awesome game. Rushing, Swift, decent game. Receiving wise, Tutu Atwell seems to be an unsung hero of this rebuild. That dude's a stud. 5 receptions, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore, decent game. Rome with a touchdown. So spread the ball out nicely. Now on to the Jets. Huge game. Opportunity to make a statement after that 41-16 win. Coming off that, this would be a huge one going forward. There we go. Wide open. They did not see that coming. Huge hole here. Swift, go, 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 go. Make a miss. Down to the 15. Swift has been dominating so far on this drive. They are. Dot. Corner of the end zone. Roma Dunes, they take a 6-0 lead. Minute 2 left. 10-7 game would be huge to get a quick strike here. See if we get DJ Moore here on that over route. There we go. That guy didn't, Sauce didn't cover it. Go, 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 go. Get out of bounds. Wasting a lot of clock here. Not my best work. Swift's open. There we go. Minute left. Perfect time management. I mean, it almost wasn't with me burning off like half the clock. Please just make it. And we barely make it. 23-14. Defense, time to make a stop. End this game. Brisker, no! Catch that!
Okay, 4th and 10. Some huge opportunities for turnovers here, but great defense regardless. Get a stop here on 4th and 10. End this game. We can kneel it out. What? On prime time. Edwards, we just can't catch the ball, but 4th down stop. We'll take it.
Huge win. Kneel it out. Get out of MetLife with a win against the 5-1 Jets.
Huge one to put us back to 4-3. Great looks going forward as our schedule does not get any easier. Surgical this game, 20 of 28, 282 and 2. Awesome game from him. Swift, decent game, 4.6 a carry. Receiving wise, DJ Moore with a huge game, 7 for 131. Rome with a touchdown, Swift with a receiving touchdown. Awesome game all around. Bunch of upgrades here. Swift gets an upgrade, Owe gets an upgrade, Starks and Kyler get upgrades. Very winnable game. So let's see. 28-3 is a unfortunate score to beat the Falcons by. I am so sorry, Falcons fans. Awesome win all around. Let's check out the stats here. 3-game win streak, 5 out of our last 6. Way to bounce back from a 0-2 start. Caleb, 241, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 70% completion, only 1 sack taken. Rushing, not able to get anything, but Rome with a huge game. 10 for 124 and 1. Big Rome game, big Caleb game. We love to see that connection working as we take another trip out to MetLife next week. Let's try and keep this winning streak going. The Giants are 6-2 with Brock Purdy, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns. See who gets these upgrades. Kelvin Banks, huge. But let's go through this Giants game. See if we can pick up a win here into the bye week. And then Green Bay is next. There we go. We pick up another win. 27-10 against the Giants, 4-game win streak, 6-3 on the season. Huge way to go into the bye week. 265-2. Once again, no interceptions. Swift with a decent game and a touchdown. 2-2 with a big game. Rome with a big game. DJ Moore with a decent game. Kmet as well involved. So great game all around. Held the Giants, who were rolling with Brock Purdy, to 237 and a pick. Defense has been balling out lately. We got 4 sacks and that 1 interception. So huge game from our defense and our offense. Just all around a great game. I'm thinking because our defense has been as good as it's been, we re-sign a guy like Overshown, maybe move him over the middle linebacker. He's young, 2 years younger. He's cheaper than Edmonds, 2.8. Okay, he needs some time to think it over. We'll see, because we need to free up some cap space to be able to pay Caleb and Rome next season. So I didn't even realize going through it because we were on that hot stretch. I did miss the trade deadline, but honestly, kind of glad that we didn't make any moves because our team is looking a lot better after those first 2 weeks. If you look at our team rankings there, we're top 10, pretty much everything defensively and offensively. Big step up from what we started out with, putting up a lot of points, balanced offense. So stuff we love to see. Got a big stretch of divisional opponents here. And with this quarter of the season, I think we will be playing this home game against the Packers after the bye week, simming this Vikings game and Patriots game. And then out of these last 5 games, I think we play maybe 2 of them, whatever game is more significant. Halfway through the season, pretty much. Let's take a look at the standings. 6-3, top of the division. Lions are closely behind. Packers 3-6, Vikings 2-6. So maybe that Lions game's more important. Got to win every game on our schedule. Can't afford any slip-ups. Let's move on to this Packer game. Extend that win streak to 5 games. I also wanted to give a look at the stats. Caleb, not crazy yards-wise, but really efficient. Awesome completion percentage. 24 touchdowns, 0 picks through 9 games this season. Everything you could possibly ask for. Taking care of the ball, being efficient. Awesome season so far from Caleb. Rushing wise, Swift has been not everything that we want him to be. A sign of us to move on next season for just a change at running back. He's been good, but I think we need a change there. DJ Moore, 2-2 are both on pace for close to 1,000 yards. 12 touchdowns so far for 2-2 Outwell, so that free agency pickup was huge. Rome, decent season, but spreading the ball around a lot. Definitely need to get Kmet more involved. Defensively, we look pretty great. It's been really Josh Allen with 12 sacks already and 3 picks for Tremaine, 2 for TJ. Defense is flying around making plays. So is our offense. Got this Thursday night primetime game against the Packers. So let's get it. Big upgrade here before we hop into the game for Caleb Williams. Up to an 86 overall. Hopefully at some point he could get up to superstar, excuse me. Huge upgrades for us. Tyreek is back from his injury. That looks nothing like him. That's hilarious. On to the Packer game. Let's hop right into it. Packers up 14-0 here with 7 minutes left in the first half. We make a 60-yard field goal. Might as well try. Let's try.
That looks good. And with plenty of room, a 60-yarder from the 50-yard line. That's crazy. 14-3. Let's get a stop here. Go into the half feeling good. So 21-3, end of the first half. Not what we wanted to see. They score quickly on that next drive, but got to run from Swift here. Get us down to the 30. Rome over the middle. Able to get out of bounds. Gale with not a bad game so far, but clearly we just haven't been able to get anything going. Ooh. Guess we'll have to settle for 3 here. Not exactly what I wanted. But putting up points. Maybe we can get a stop here. Defense has let us down this game, but we're still in this 15-point game. We could get a stop, get the ball back, maybe get a quick score, go into half. 3rd and 4, big opportunity here. Think we'll be sending the house. Gonna press up. Big tackle. There we go. Timeout. 1 minute left. 4th and 1. I just realized we weren't recording for a lot of that second half, but we get the ball back after being down. What was it? 21-6 at halftime. 21-9. We bring it all the way back, tied up at 24-24. We got plenty of time to drive down the field and score. 24-24. Let's get it done. Let's end this game and keep that win streak rolling. Cross over here. It's like Rome's wide open. Big play. Make a man miss. There we go. Down to the 20. Huge play by Rome and Caleb. He's loving it. 22 of 39. 304 and 2. What a massive play in this game. Completely turned the tide. 3rd and 16. Huge passing play over the middle. Get us down to the 20. Oh, over the middle. That slant. There we go. Down to the 4. See? Get in there, Swift. There we go. Take the lead with 1:58 left. 24-30. Let's get this extra point. Put us up 7. Here we go. Might be the play of the game. 3rd and 18. Keep it all in front of us. 4th and 11. Keeping it a long 4th down try. They're going hurry up. Oh no, when Christian Watson catches that corner route, and it's a tie game with 44 seconds left. Green Bay is not going away. What an insane play on 4th and 11. Ah, dang. Thought that playmaker would work, but we punt it. 24 seconds left. Crazy Thursday night game. Back and forth battle. So they are going to have to go to the end zone here. I'm just going to go on a D lineman as to not mess anything up. A heave to the end zone. Play the ball. There's a pick. No one's tackling. All right. Take this back. Come on. Ah, dang. Well, there's overtime. 31-31 on Thursday Night Football. Bears-Packers. Couldn't get any better than this. And we win the toss, so we will be receiving. Maybe we put Rome on this drag to get him away from those X factors. And there he goes. A little bit of a low throw. Get in there, touchdown. There we go. That's the ball game. Rome Odunze with a huge play over the middle. Ends this game against Green Bay. Guys are hyped. Continue that win streak. Bring it up to 5 games. Or is it 6 games? I don't know, but huge win streak. Huge Thursday night win. Starting off hot in our division. Absolute statement win here at home. 37-31 on prime time. Let's check out these stats. Caleb Williams, 25 of 45. Not the most efficient, but 3 touchdowns, 337 yards, no picks. Rushing, DeAndre Swift, 15 for 99 in that huge overtime run. And Rome Odunze, 9 for 144 and 1. DJ with 6 for 71 and 1. And Cole Kmet with 5 for 64 and 1. Huge game across the board. Defense was a little shaky, but held it down when we needed it. Now, we come into this game 6 of our last 7 after starting at 0-2, going up against the Vikings. Schedule, let's see. It says I started this game a whole bunch of times. I did hop into it the first time, and it was white on white jerseys, so I quit. I tried the orange, and it was orange on white. It just looked terrible. Hopped in and had to leave midway through, so had to close the Xbox. So that's why it says 4 games played. Going forward, so we got our first quarter of the season, we went 2-2. Second quarter, we went 3-1. And starting off this next quarter 2-0. And I think what we're gonna do is then hop into the Vikings game and Lions game, or the Lions and Packers, but we're definitely playing that Lions-Packers game in that last 5-game stretch of the season. A win here would be incredible for our playoff odds. Division games are always tight. We pull it out 26-14, extends our win streak to 6, and now we're 8-3 on the season. Our first playoff picture pops up, and we are the 1 seed in the NFC. Yeah, the 1 seed. After starting out 0-2, we claim the 1 seed in the NFC. Gonna re-sign some players and sim this game against the New England Patriots. Don't want to take up too much of that cap, but yeah, I think we'll let most of these guys go, make some moves in free agency in this draft. And we extend that win streak to 7 with a 28-20 win. Caleb with 235-1, 17 of 20, crazy good completion. Caleb's been on fire. Swift with a fairly inefficient game, but 2 touchdowns. So good for him. 2-2 with a huge game. No one else really did much. It's a new guy stepping up every week, so we love to see that, spreading the ball around. Defensively, solid. Shamar Turner, 1.5 sacks. Tremaine Edmonds with a sack, and we got a pick with Tyreek Stevenson. There we go. We extend that win streak to 7 games. We are 9-3. Lions are 8-5, so I'm thinking we play the Lions and the Packers. The Vikings are 2-10, so they're out of the picture, but getting a win against our rivals again would be huge. Caleb Williams gets an upgrade up to an 89 with all the boosts. Love to see it. I wonder if he's in MVP conversations. He's up for yearly awards. Jalen Hurts, Caleb's 4th in MVP. Huge. If we could get that 1 seed, that might do a lot for us. We do need it. One of our challenges is top 3 in MVP voting. So a strong finish from Caleb will be big for us. Caleb's passing numbers, 30 touchdowns, 0 picks is absolutely absurd. 2,900 yards. Awesome season from him so far. Comparison to the rest of the league, not up there as much in yards. Is that Tyler Huntley I see down there? That's crazy. In terms of efficiency, he's one of 5 quarterbacks with 30 touchdown passes so far, but that 0 interception number is just crazy. We take a loss, 27-21 to the Vikings. Not the worst thing in the world, but you hate to lose to a team that's 2-10. But that ends our 7-game win streak, but offense still didn't seem too bad, just caught us on an off night. Huge game coming up against the Lions. See if we could pick up this win against the 5-8 Dolphins would be big. That Dolphins game really putting us back on track, 42-19. Let's check those stats on that game. Putting up a lot of points. Offense seems to be back on track. Caleb might be his first 2 picks of the season, but 271 and 5. Swift with a decent game, but yards per carry wise just not there. Rome with a 4 touchdown game, 8 for 148 and 4. Absolutely uncoverable, but way to get back on track, not let that 1 loss deter us. Rome gets an upgrade with that massive game, well deserved. So looking at the playoffs, with that 1 loss, we did relinquish the 1 seed. We are the 3 seed against the New York Giants. We come up to a big matchup against the Detroit Lions. Huge divisional game, could end up deciding it. We are 10-4, Lions are 9-5, so this will decide who gets the top seed in the NFC North. So big game against 2 electric offenses. Let's see what we can do. This game was a back and forth battle from the start, starting off with a huge pick by Jalen Johnson that led us to march down the field and score with Tutu Atwell. And the Lions then go with a frustrating run, tied up 7-7. Then we respond with a corner of the end zone touchdown to Kmet. And then they respond as well with Jamison Williams over the middle. And after the Lions take the lead on a field goal 17-14, we make a crucial mistake in overthrowing DJ Moore on a bad read. And that interception proves to be costly. After a stop here though, we do have 1 more chance at taking the lead. After a drop by DJ Moore, we only have a few more shots left. A dime to Tutu Atwell. And then a absolute dart over to DJ Moore, but he can't get out of bounds, and with no timeouts left, that'll do it. We fall 14-17. You could see the disappointment on my face. That was a rough one. Playoff picture right now is we would be playing the Lions in the first round, and Green Bay brought it back. We now have 3 teams from the NFC North in the playoffs. So it looks like we do have the tiebreaker still over Detroit. but we cannot afford to drop any games here. With that said, I'm gonna offer Overshown that much if he still doesn't want it. Okay, there we go. We got Overshown back, and I think we're gonna let these guys walk because we won't be able to afford a lot of these guys going into next season because we will be needing to pay Caleb and Rome. These losses hurt. These losses hurt. 38-21. Defense starting to fall apart here late in the season. Big game up against the Packers here. A lot of upgrades. Jalen and Caleb with an upgrade. Man, we were just two or three plays away in that Detroit game. That's tough. I'd take the blame for that one. Season's obviously far from over. Still got a playoff push. Got this last game against the Packers. We only could have beaten the Colts that week. Would have made this game a lot less sweaty. So let's look at possible scenarios here. We did clinch the playoffs. Regardless, the Packers need this game to get into the playoffs. We do not. But as I already played that game in this stretch of 4, I will be simming this one and seeing how this one goes. We lost the Packers to go 1-3 in your last 4 to end the season after such a hot middle of the season. Just not something you like to see, but we're in the playoffs. Yep, we are playing the Eagles on the road, the 13-4 Eagles. As much as it may seem down in the dumps right now, rough stretch, we got so much football ahead of us. This team is a lot better than 10-7. 4,300 yards, that checks off our 4,000 yard passing season. 42 touchdowns, that checks off our 40 touchdown passing challenge. DeAndre Swift rushing for 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns on subpar efficiency. Receiving wise, 2 guys over 1,000. Basically 3 guys over 1,000. Rome with 4 yards away. Tutu Atwell with 19 touchdowns, breaking our beating our 15 touchdown receiving season, which is just insane. Not the guy who I thought it was going to come from, but we got 19 touchdowns. Check that one off. We were second in the league in opponents' points per game on defense. Just a little bit middle of the pack on offense, which isn't bad. We still performed well passing yards wise, but I think if we pick up a good running back in the draft, we'll be able to get that marker of top 10 on both sides. But without further ado, let's hop into that playoff game. Before we do that, let's see how our guys stack up across the league. Jalen Hurts top in passing. Caleb Williams was still top 6 in passing with 4,300, 42 touchdowns, 8 picks. Awesome season interception wise. Started off with that 30 and touchdown to interception percentage, good completion percentage, quarterback rating. Still need to cut down the sacks a little bit. Overall, amazing season from Caleb. Definitely his breakout season for sure. And receiving wise, no one towards the top for us, but Tutu being at 19 touchdowns ties him for second in the league. Josh Jacobs leading the way. DeAndre Swift looks to be top 10 or top 15. Not touchdown wise, but yardage wise, but efficiency's low from that upper half. Ashton Jeanty up here as well. But without further ado, let's hop in that playoff game. Let's see if we could make something happen against a top seed Eagles. After falling behind 7-0, we hit DJ Moore across the middle. Nice pass there by Caleb. And then a sack fumble late in the first half. Really throws a wrench into things, tackling at the 1, prevent the touchdown, but then next play, Saquon Barkley takes it in for 7 to put it up 21-7. And the Eagles just continue to pour it on in this game as we were clearly overmatched in experience and skill. But Cole Kmet was able to get in the end zone to make the score a little bit better, give our comeback hopes a little bit of life. But after the 2-point conversion miss, it was all but over.
Look at this
and
dude.
Then this funny Cole Kmet touchdown in the end was just hilarious as I accidentally pressed A. Really solid season, sputtered towards the end, but a lot to like, especially from our quarterback. Unfortunate result, but not exactly unexpected with our first playoff performance. I'm so excited going into next season because I think we just need to reload in a couple more positions, upgrade a little bit, just develop our young guys, be ready to roll next season, stay consistent. This team is definitely capable of a Super Bowl with a few tweaks going into next season. So Caleb Williams, 275 and 3. Solid game from him, but just not as efficient as you'd like. Just clinical from the Eagles, nothing crazy, but solid performance out of us for our first playoff game. Obviously not the result we want, but rushing wise, the reason we lost. 40 rushing yards. Absolutely just ridiculously bad. So definitely need to upgrade running back and just our rushing game in general. Cole Kmet, 2 touchdowns. Solid game all around, but obviously not the result. I will be back to update y'all on the playoff results and get to this offseason. So Super Bowl is Giants, Ravens. Crazy. I apologize for skipping over the Pro Bowl rosters, but I will go through these stats and awards real quick. Jalen Hurts wins MVP. Caleb Williams was top 5. Didn't meet our challenge quite yet, but I think next year he could really jump into that top 3. Amon-Ra, offensive player. Defensive player, Josh Allen, second for us. Awesome to see. Rookie, not for us. Defensively, Henry Collins, solid rookie season. Caleb Williams, second and best QB. Not too many more awards over here. Solid season all around. Definitely some Pro Bowlers. I apologize once again for not having that up there. Just one last look at the playoff bracket. Excited to see the result, because that'd be sick if the Giants, for either team to win. So there we go. The Ravens, heavy favorites, winning the Super Bowl 31-12. Lamar Jackson gets his ring. Super Bowl MVP, Lamar Jackson. See all the awards right there. So shout out to Lamar. Shout out to the Giants for getting there so soon. So we will be accepting the 5th-year option on Caleb and Rome. Caleb, I see, goes up to a superstar, so that is huge for us. Definitely going to be in that MVP conversation for sure if we could keep that momentum from this season. As I mentioned before, we kept Overshown, but letting Swift and Edmonds go. Just need to keep some more money on the books, and maybe we could get a new running back in the draft. Let's see what kind of room we're working with. So we got 16 million. Thinking we need a replacement at linebacker. Trey Tucker indeed ended up signing with us. We got our 2-2 replacement, even though he came off a 19 touchdown season. I don't know if that's gonna be a big loss for us. Maybe if we get halfway through the season and we need an extra punch at offense, we trade for him or something, but I didn't really want to go up any more on that price. So I think free agency, we're kind of gonna leave it be for the most part. Let me check out some more things and I will get back if we make any more signings. We ended up going and signing Kendre Miller, just a backup spot for our running back room. He's 75 overall, still young, and we got him on a super cheap, like $2 million contract. Successful free agency, and now I think I'm ready to hop into the draft. And then after the draft, we could do some eval to see what trades we might want to do at the start of next season. Let's start drafting. So I think our biggest position of need is going to be a running back or just offensive weapon in general. We have the 3rd overall pick. Wait, where did we get that from? Forget what trade that was. We have the 3rd overall pick and the 21st overall pick. Be going after a running back with that late round pick and kind of best player available with that 3rd overall pick. Ideally defense. After looking through, it looks like this guy looks the best. 21 years old, still really young. Top 5 projected pick. We need another linebacker. Killed the combine. Definitely an option. Probably what I'm going with, but I'll be back. After going over a lot of picks in this draft, I think we're going to go with Tyler Hudson with the number 3 overall pick. That sucks. Normal dev. Well, let's hope he's a decent overall at the start. I mean, he'll come in and play right away. He'll be a good player. He has good speed. So just sucks that he's not a hidden dev, but let's see if we can get one at 21. I think what we're going to do is make this trade with the Eagles, get some draft capital back, move back 6 spots, get a 3rd rounder, a 4th rounder next year, and a 7th rounder this year. There's just not a lot that I was seeing that I liked. What I'm looking at here is this Damian Bellamy, and he fell a little bit, but we don't have a pick for a while. So I'm going to check if we could trade back. And if we can, I will trade back a few picks. If not, I'll select him here because he looks like a stud. So I'll be right back. I think we'll be going with this Ravens, move back 5 spots, get a 3rd rounder in the process. And then I think we're going to go with that halfback. That might be a little bit of a reach, but I think we just really need we need some high level talent there at running back. I think we're going to be going with Damian Bellamy here. Really good draft grades, elite excel, decent speed, great stats across the board. I'm liking what we're seeing, even from the skills too, just solid across the board. We got him at 19 true value and we drafted him at 32. Perfect. Hidden Dev trait, 95 excel, 92 speed, 91 agility, 88 change of direction. Awesome. We got our running back. Damian Bellamy, welcome to the squad. In our second round, I think we're going to go with this guy, Carl Morrell. 6 foot 238 out of Texas A&M, 22 years old. Decent combine stats, decent ratings across the board. Skills, solid across the board. A little bit of a risky pick because he's not as much scouted, but I'm going to go for it. 49 in true value, and we draft him at 53, so solid. Hidden Dev, 89 excel, 89 speed. Exactly what we needed after losing Tremaine Edmonds. Perfect. Okay, I think I might have found the steal of the draft. Morris Meredith, elite in 3 different categories, absolutely destroyed the combine. 6'1", 234 out of Ohio State. I don't even care what the skills are at this point. I mean, A, man coverage, A, awareness. Yeah, this dude's a beast. Let's get him on the team. Just absolute dominance in the combine. For a 3rd round pick, this would be huge if he's a game changer. He was 67 in true value. Hidden Dev, 90 excel, 84 speed, 89 agility, 86 jumping. Huge pickup in the 3rd round. Hidden Dev, awesome. So here's our draft recap. Let's check out what overalls these guys are. So Tyler Hudson, our 3rd overall pick, bit of a disappointment at a 74, but with Bellamy at a 75, Morrell at a 73, Meredith at a 72, these guys will all be getting significant time for us. Lockhart might be able to get in there too. Crazy speed, absolute burner, agile, so he'll get in the game. Watford, more of a bust pick, same with Quentin Riddick, but overall, I think this is a really successful draft. We got Bellamy as our running back of the future, which I'm super excited about. With that, let's give one last look at the roster, and we could end this video, end this season off. All right, after adjusting all the positions, here's our roster going into our 4th season, and we got Caleb Williams at a superstar, Bellamy, our running back, hopefully a superstar. Hidden Dev trait, we upgraded our receiver room and got Trey Tucker as well as drafted Lockhart. So our receiver room's looking solid. Tight end room looking solid. Cole Kmet holding it down. Our offensive line continues to improve. Offense keeps getting better, and I really think we picked up a stud at running back. So our offense, good last year, but I think it could really be great this year. Our 2 rookies will be getting significant playing time, as well as our other one. I need to adjust them in the depth chart, but this is our defense, not much different. Our rookie from last year is up to 76. Our defensive line is looking solid. Same with our cornerback room, looking solid. Josh Allen, ready for another huge season. We got Starks and Brisker as in our safety spots, and we put our new receiver at kick returner and punt returner. I just forgot to show the end of season stats last season for most of our defense, but Josh Allen was definitely the big MVP of our defensive unit with 17.5 sacks. Hopefully we could keep that going, add to that total, and get even more next season, push 20 some sacks. With 3 seasons in the books and only 1 playoff berth to show for it, the pressure to win and contend at a high level has been mounting for some time. This team has shown its flashes of potential in the past, but now it's time to show it consistently. There are no excuses now. Contention is an expectation, not a hope. Buckle up for season 4 of the Bears Break the Cycle Rebuild. Welcome everybody to episode 4 of our Bears Break the Cycle Rebuild. First order of business, got some upgrades here. I simmed through the preseason, see if we can get some upgrades for our studs here. We got Caleb with an upgrade, our rookie running back with an upgrade. Get that field general up to a 90 with the boost. Our rookie, kind of the 2 I care about out of all these. Our rookie running back could be effective early and prove to be a stud. That'd be massive for us. So I think our roster is ready to win. Here's a look at it going into season 4. Offensive line has gotten a lot better throughout the years. We could use a stud there, so maybe at some point in the draft, if we find someone in the draft, maybe we could find a stud that'll be a star here. But got a lot of young talent on the offensive line that'll be around here for a while. Cole Kmet's solid receiving core as well. Got Trey Tucker and our rookie, as well as DJ Moore and Roma Dunze. Obviously Caleb Williams up to a 90 overall superstar. Damian Bellamy is our new rookie running back. with Kentre Miller to back him up. Our defense is also looking amazing so far. Jalen Johnson, 90 overall. Kyler Gordon, 83. Stevenson at an 80. Definitely a great cornerback room. Safeties are decent. Linebackers are decent. Could use another star, but we do have some top picks, draft picks here. Hopefully they could develop as well. So defense is solid. It's young, maybe in position to make another big trade to get a star. Without further ado, that is our team. We are at an 86 overall, and we got week 1 on the road against the Cardinals. I am going to throw a few points into probably offensive coordinator, see what gets the best XP. I think we're going to go with this halfback tree just to get our rookie any extra little boost he can get. Week 1, Bears Cardinals. We see DeAndre Swift on the other side. Possible DeAndre Swift revenge game. We'll see how he does. So right off the bat, this one was just not going great. Offense could not get anything going. Because of that, our defense just kept sliding and sliding until it just got ugly towards the end. So once it was kind of out of hand, I just let the game sim and let it happen. Rough first game, but not something we can't bounce back from. Rough start, 31-10. Not great, but not the worst game for Caleb, but obviously could have been better. Offense was just not there at all. Rushing wise, DeAndre Swift let us know that he is out for revenge. 26 for 170. Shout out to him. Bellamy couldn't. Offense just in general was not able to get things going. Maybe we switch things up. Better things in the future for sure. Just a rough week 1, but I'm confident we could keep it rolling going into the next few weeks. Moving right along here, we have a lot of guys that we need to re-sign, and I think we're definitely needing to re-sign Jalen Johnson, keep him around. Darnell Wright as well, Cole Kmet, Tevin Jenkins, keep our offensive line intact because it's still very young. Montez Sweat, I don't know if he is on a cheaper deal. I'd be down to keep him around. And then these are kind of more marginal signings. Kelvin Banks, we obviously want to accept that option at the end of the year, but I think our mission is to re-sign Jalen Johnson, Darnell Wright, Cole Kmet, and Tevin Jenkins, as well as Cesar Ruiz. Maybe keep Montez Sweat around depending on how much money we have left. With the first few weeks in the books, we're 2-2, had a great win. First 1-0 in the division versus the Vikings, and then the Seahawks 3-point win. Then the Steelers, a stinker of a game, absolute stinker of a game. I think we're going to hop into this Chiefs matchup to really try and make a statement this year and prove that we are a contender, because they are higher overall than us, but not by much. And they are 3-1. I think this is a big opportunity for us to show out on the national stage. We got Caleb Williams versus Patrick Mahomes in this week 5 matchup. Let's get into it. So after a bit of a slow start from both sides, we get it down into the red zone. DJ Moore, and then Bellamy gets in for the touchdown, makes it 3-7. Chiefs are not finished though. With the pass over the middle to the tight end, they make it a 10-7 ball game late in the first half. We are able to get the ball back and try and get a quick strike of our own. That pass over to Tucker, getting us down to the red zone. DJ Moore over the middle just is short, down to the 1. 25 seconds left, plenty of time. Bellamy once again into the end zone for his second touchdown of the game. And why not add another one? Damian Bellamy, definitely the MVP of this game. And then Trey Tucker to slam the door shut. And there we go. We got a 28-18 win. A fairly dominant win over the Kansas City Chiefs on all fronts. We kind of controlled the game all the way through. Caleb Williams with a big game. 26 of 36, very efficient. 1 touchdown only, 243 yards, solid game from him. But Damian Bellamy with a breakout game, not super efficient yards per carry wise, but 3 touchdowns, which is awesome to see. Hopefully that could get him a big boost, but just gotta love a win like this. Nice 10-point win. We were in control for most of it. Let's keep this season rolling. Upgrades here for a few of our young guys. Damian Bellamy did end up getting another upgrade up to a 79 with all the boosts. Close to getting that hidden upgrade, seeing what that dev trait is, because a superstar would be crazy good for this offense. After taking a look at Odafe Oweh's stats, he is fairly productive. So far this season, kind of on pace for the numbers that he's been putting up, but nothing close to that 10.5 sack mark. So I think because he's around 17 million a year, yeah, he's like 17 million in cap space a year. I think we're gonna try and move him and move one of our young guys, one of our hidden dev guys in that spot, just to free up some cap space, be able to re-sign those young guys. All right, so we did end up finding a trade for Owe, trading for a young rookie center named Russell Westbrook. You know he's going to be a good player. Huge downgrade in overall, obviously, but we're getting him off the books. We traded for a first round pick and a fourth round pick as well, and traded a second and a seventh in the process. Got this guy's a hidden dev trade, and that first round pick is going to be pretty valuable, as I'm not sure if the Titans are super good this year. So pretty a marginal trade, but we have a lot of guys that'll be able to step up, and there shouldn't be much of a drop off from Owe to one of our young guys. So yeah, let's keep it rolling. So with this move, we allow Morel to step up in that starting middle linebacker spot. He has really good speed, so I'm really excited about that. We move Overshown back to his natural position at left outside linebacker. And then our new pickup, Westbrook, will slot in as one of these backups and develop underneath one of these guys. Once these guys' contracts are up, we'll have a lot more flexibility if he does end up developing, that we might be able to let some guys go and save a bit of money by having a young guy coming up who take their spot. So puts us in a good spot going forward as a team. Let's keep simming. 8 weeks into the season, we are 6-2 with a 4-game win streak. 3 games coming after that Chiefs win against the Chargers, divisional opponent the Lions, and at the 49ers 23-21. 8 games into the season, Caleb with almost 2,000 yards passing, 17 touchdowns, 1 interception. Really, really good efficiency. Takes care of the ball really well. So love to see that, keeping up that efficiency from last season. And Damian Bellamy, not the most efficient. As a rookie, struggles happen. So I'm confident he'll be able to keep this going moving forward. Receiving wise, DJ Moore, Trey Tucker, and Rome Odunze as the big 3. Performing solid. Probably would like to see more out of Rome Odunze. He is our young star. But Trey Tucker and DJ Moore holding it down with Cole Kmet as well. Our sack numbers, Josh Allen with 9, Montez Sweat with 5.5, Shamar Turner with 2.5. Solid numbers across the board. Interceptions, we could get that up. Hopefully we could get that number up going forward in this season. Not a lot of forced fumbles either. There we go. There's our stats through 8 games. Caleb is top 10 in the NFL in passing, and we're 6-2. Life could not be better. So I think I'll be simming a few more games and then hopping in as the season starts winding down and we start taking a look at the playoff picture. And after our second 4-game win streak of the season, capped off by a win against the Los Angeles Rams, we go into a matchup against the Packers, who are 9-4. We are 10-3, second best record in the NFL. This game's going to decide a lot, playoff seeding as well as the division as a whole. If we could win this game, we have a fast track to possibly getting a bye in the first round, but I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. As you can see, we are the 1 seed in the NFC, Packers being the 5 seed. So if we were to lose this game and drop to second in our division, we could fall all the way down to 5. We want to win this game, keep that game lead over the Pack, get a 2-game lead over the Green Bay Packers, and pretty much solidify our division title, as we have a couple more games left after that. Ooh, before I hop into the game, Damian Bellamy unlocked his ability. Is that an X Factor I see? Reveal a rookie's X Factor potential. He was a superstar X Factor. When did we get him in the draft? We got him pretty late too. Sweet. Yeah, first one free. We're activating that, and I think we are gonna go with not the best abilities out of the gate. Try spin cycle. Let's do goal line back. There we go. That's awesome. That's so sweet that we got the X Factor ability. That'll be huge for this game. All right, now I'm pumped. Let's hop into this game. And we got a snow game here in Chicago for this primetime matchup against the Packers. I'm so pumped for this one. And faced with a 17-7 deficit, we now make it a 17-10 deficit with this kick. With about 4 minutes left, that's when our defense started to heat up with a big sack to prevent a Green Bay drive late in the first half. We started to get our run game going, with Bellamy getting into the end zone, making it a 17-17 tie ball game. And then that's when the offense really started to move in this fourth quarter, as we marched down the field, mixing the run and the pass. In the red zone, we did try and pound the rock as much as we could. That capped off with a Caleb Williams QB sneak to put us up 23-17 with 1:23 left in the fourth. A lot of time left, but we're confident. Then a huge hit from Kyler Gordon, forces a fumble. Tyreek Stevenson picks it up, and that should do it. A turnover to cap this ball game off against our bitter rivals. The knee is all we need, and that is the final score, 17-24. A great finish from the squad there. That was a fun game, and pretty much solidifies our control over the NFC North, as well as our 1 seed going into the playoffs, which is the all-important thing. The stats here, Caleb Williams, not the greatest game, kind of struggled in the snow, but 223, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, got the job done we needed it to. Damian Bellamy stepped up, the rook, 25 for 113 and 1 touchdown, did have a fumble, but it wasn't lost, so we're all good. 4.5 a carry, really great breakout game from Damian Bellamy. Love to see that. Receiving wise, Cole Kmet was our leader with 65 yards. DJ Moore with a quiet game. Everyone kind of with a quiet game, but a lot of catches, but just not a lot of yards. A slow, sloppy snow game. Awesome way to win, 24-17. And with that win, we are one of 2 teams in the NFL to clinch our playoff berth at 11-3. And after starting out 2-2, this is an amazing finish to the season. And with that win against the Packers, we firmly secure our place as the winners of the NFC North as long as we don't drop the next few games. We are on a fast track to win this division, which is awesome. It'll complete our challenges. We are 4-1 against the division so far. We have 1 more game against the Minnesota Vikings, and if we could win that, we will go 5-1 against the division, which would be massive for us. And at 11-3, without further ado, I will get to sim in to the last few games of the season and get ready for the playoff push. And with that win over the Minnesota Vikings, we go to 5-1 against our division, which is amazing. Yep, it is confirmed we clinched our division at 12-3. Love to see it. And there we have it. Even with that 1 loss against the Cowboys in our final 2 games, we dominate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to fully confirm our 1 seed and our first round bye going into the playoffs. Huge leap from last year. Love to see it. Tons of player upgrades here. Damian Bellamy gets 3, Darnell Wright gets 1. Amazing season from our rookie. So glad we were able to get him in the draft. He's up to an 83 overall, and I'm gonna upgrade these receiving backs points because he's been dropping a lot of passes when we throw it to him, so I want him to at least be competent in that area. He's now up to an 84 overall. See what other abilities he could possibly get. No, it looks like the same, so I will keep it as is. And stats wise, Caleb with almost 4,000 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, 5 picks. Not getting to quite the numbers he got to last year, but cut the picks down. Not as many touchdowns, but yards are around the same. And just another really solid season from him after a couple of suspect seasons. Yeah, I love to see this development jumping up in quarterback ranking and stats. Obviously, QB of the future. Bears got their guy for many years to come. Rushing wise, Damian Bellamy did eclipse that 1,000 yard mark on the season, which is awesome for a rookie. 4 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. Nothing too crazy, not the most efficient, but with all those upgrades and such, I think he's going to be amazing going into year 2. Receiving wise, DJ Moore is on top with 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. Trey Tucker with 950 and 12, and Roma Dunze with 923 and 6, and Cole Kmet with 529 and 4. So solid receiving numbers across the board, almost 3 guys at 1,000 yards, which is awesome, and a lot of touchdowns spread around. Or I mean, not spread around a bunch of people, but a lot of touchdowns for Moore and Tucker, with Rome and Kmet getting a couple as well. For defensively, Josh Hines Allen, 14.5 sacks. Montez Sweat, 9 sacks. Clinical season from him. Clinical season for Josh Allen. Yeah, just solid around the board with their pass rush. Interception-wise, Jalen Johnson, 4 picks. Jaquan Brisker, all the guys you think would get a lot of picks on this team, got them. Overshown with a pick. Linebackers got a few as well, but our cornerback room was dominant this season. So you love to see that as well. And there we have it. There are all the stats, and I will get to Simon and see what our first round matchup is. Also, just check the weekly awards randomly. Final game of the season, Caleb 296 and 5 passing touchdowns, going into the playoffs on fire. And there we have it. We will be going up against the New York Giants. They upset the 3rd seed Falcons 34-9, so not going to take them lightly. We got the Eagles and the Packers moving on the bottom part of the bracket, and the Patriots upsetting the 3 seed, as well as the Chiefs moving on. So Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Patriots, Bears, Giants, and Eagles, Packers are the divisional round opponents. Got a few more last minute upgrades. DJ Moore getting to a 90 overall, and our rookie middle linebacker getting an upgrade as well. He seems to be developing all right. Put up some decent stats this year, being thrusted into that role. Let's hop into this playoff game. Brock Purdy in at QB for the Giants. Malik Neighbors is definitely going to be a problem. So we got to put our A game on today if we're going to get this dub. But we do got our home field advantage, so let's get it going. And this game was definitely a bit of a slop fest, but after a nice run by Bellamy that puts us up 10-6, making this game a little bit less ugly. That field goal making it a 7-point game, and then a crucial turnover late in the 4th by New York to give us the ball back. And then once they get the ball back with basically no time left, Brock Purdy is left to throwing up a prayer that is picked off by Thompson at around the 20-yard line, putting us ahead and locking in that divisional round win 19-16. And there we have it. We are moving on. That is a gross image right there, but we do beat the New York Giants in the divisional round to move on to the NFC Championship for the first time in this rebuild. Caleb Williams, 12 of 24, 130 yards, no touchdowns. This was a grinder of a game. Another one, a slow-paced playoff football matchup. Damian Bellamy, 78 yards and a touchdown. He was huge for us. He was pretty much our entire offense, as we couldn't really get much through the air, as only one guy's over 50 receiving yards. Our defense did amazing this year, did not allow a single touchdown the whole game. Montez Sweat 1.5 sacks, Josh Allen 1.5 sacks, Shamar Turner a sack, and Henry Collins a sack. Our defense was all over the place. Tyreek Stevens with a sack, TJ Edwards with a sack. Awesome across the board. That was amazing. Jarian Thomas, our backup free safety, gets that pick to end the game, as well as a Jalen Johnson interception early in that one. Love to see it. Awesome game. Time to go on to the NFC Championship. Let's get it. In this NFC Championship, we have a rematch against the Philadelphia Eagles from our wild card game last year. We are out for revenge at home, Soldier Field. I'm excited, but let's get it. Let's lock in. Let's get this dub. It's revenge season. We pick up in this rematch against the Eagles with a touchdown across the middle by DJ Moore to put us up by 6 points. And we decide to take a deep shot going into half. DJ Moore torches his man. That goes 88 yards to the house. A absolute statement going into half. Puts us up 7-19. Definitely a huge play in this game that changed the trajectory. Then Bellamy, a nice little wiggle there on that toss play to put us up 29-7. And just showing we're on all Madden. This demolish was as surprising to me as it is to the audience here, to you guys. And then pretty much all she wrote. Onside kick, Rome recovers it, and we are on to the Super Bowl after a dominant win. And there we go. We are NFC champions, 22-33. We get our revenge on the Philadelphia Eagles. Huge win, amazing game. We dominated for most of that game. Caleb Williams, nothing too crazy, 18 for 27, 2 touchdowns, not bad. Damian Bellamy, 24 for 95, not efficient, but got the job done when we needed it. Rome Odunze and DJ Moore showed up this game. DJ Moore with that, I guess Rome did completely show up, but DJ Moore with that, an insane catch to put us up by like 3, I think it was 3 scores. I think we were up 30-7 or something. A huge touchdown that broke the game open. Been midway through that game. 2 touchdowns, dominating performance, absolutely unguardable that game. Love to see it. DJ Moore coming up huge for us when we needed it most. Josh Allen, 2 sacks. Not as many sacks as last week, but timely from Josh Allen, as well as 1 interception from TJ Edwards that got us down in the red zone midway through that game as well, I think early in the first half. Awesome performance all across the board from the team. More of an offensive showcase that game. We had a couple gritty, grinded out games, but nice to see a nice dominant win in this one. Time for the Super Bowl, baby. I'm hype. Let's go. And I think I saw Josh Allen there in the Pro Bowl. So that means we will be facing the Kansas City Chiefs, the 4-seeded Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Obviously not taking them lightly. They're the Chiefs. We're going to put our best performance out there, and let's just get this dub. I'm so ready. This team is ready to dominate. And here's a look at the yearly awards. Josh Allen wins MVP. Bryce Young, shout out to him. Second in MVP. Love to see it. We are second in Coach of the Year, so huge. And for NFC, Darnell Mooney wins Offensive Player of the Year. We're going to have to look at those stats. Cole Holcomb wins Defensive Player of the Year. Interesting names there at the top of these lists. Bellamy gets second for Offensive Rookie. Lockhart there at 6th. But really good performance out of Bellamy. Wish we could have gotten him that Offensive Rookie, but nonetheless, he's going to be a stud for us for a while. Best QB, Caleb Williams was 6th on this list. Our boy was not in the top running backs, but he will be next year, that's for sure. Darnell Mooney winning Best Wide Receiver. We got to take a look at those stats. Best D-line, Best Linebacker, Best DB. We got Jalen Johnson up in there. Just for reference, Darnell Mooney wins Offensive Player of the Year with 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns. Crazy year out of him. Just to look at the passing as well, I didn't show that earlier. A lot of touchdowns across the board. Bryce Young, 51. Jalen Hurts, 40. Bobby Bullard, 45 touchdowns, 24 picks, embracing his inner Jameis Winston. Here are all of the seasons. Caleb Williams out here with almost 4,000 yards, but it's one of the best QBs in the entire league in protecting the ball, along with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. So, all right, without further ado, let's hop into that Super Bowl, baby. Caleb Williams, Patrick Mahomes, it's game time. Let's go win ourselves a Super Bowl. Here we go. Bears Chiefs Super Bowl. Think we're playing in Miami. So weather's nice, won't have to deal with that snow like we've been dealing with pretty much the whole back half of the season. Kansas City starts it off with a touchdown over the middle, but then we hit Bellamy with his new receiving prowess that we upgraded over the middle for a touchdown. Mahomes scrambles and gets hit just shy of the end zone, where Malachi Starks recovers it and luckily falls into the end zone for a touchback. We then drive all the way down the field. Bellamy gets in with a 1-yard score, puts us up 17-10. Mahomes drops back and hits Worthy for a huge play down to about the 8-yard line. Mahomes has been torching us all game. And then Hopkins gets in. I don't know how he broke that tackle, but he makes it a 17-7 ball game. But we are not done. Lockhart, our rookie, across the middle with a huge first down to keep the drive alive. And Bellamy bouncing off of tackles and blockers again for the first down. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Now a minute. Handoff left side to Bellamy. Amazing blocking there. And then after a bad pass by me, tried to force something in there. It's 4th and 8, putting us up 20-17 here. Definitely not safe with Mahomes, but let's play some defense. He scrambles left and gets bumped and stays in bounds with one timeout left. Then after burning a bunch of clock, he only has one final prayer. Mahomes scrambles and gets hit from behind by, I think, Montez Sweat to seal the deal. There we go. We successfully rebuilt the Chicago Bears. As you can see in my live reaction, I'm fired up. We did it. We did it. Once a laughing stock of the league, we were able to bring the Chicago Bears in 4 years their first Super Bowl since 1985. A championship that the city has been dying and crying out for too long. And with that, this up and down roller coaster of a rebuild comes to an end, has a happy ending with a Super Bowl, holding that Super Bowl trophy for the city of Chicago. You just absolutely love to see it. And there we have it. We are Super Bowl champions. Love to see it. Caleb Williams, don't care about the stats. 175-1. Bellamy was the workhorse. He was what got us that win right there. But the full team effort, defense was great at times, offense was great at times. Picked each other up when they needed it. But what an awesome game. What an amazing season. Going from 2-2, going on a crazy run, going 14-3, and then making a run with grinded out games. We had some blowouts and then another grinder of a game here that all culminated to a Super Bowl victory. So I'm just super pumped. I love this team. This is a great team. Damian Bellamy, our rookie sensation at running back, absolute stud. Obviously Caleb Williams, franchise guy, got Chicago their first Super Bowl since 1985. Love to see it. Damian Bellamy, Kendre Miller is the backup. Rome with a big game, had a bunch of big catches in that game. Bellamy had a big touchdown catch. DJ Moore with some big grabs too. Lockhart with a crucial first down towards the end of that game. Another rookie connection right there. I'm just so fired up for this game. I could keep rambling on for a while on this one. This doesn't have to be the end. Y'all want some more, want to go for the back-to-back? I'm so down for that. Ending it on a Super Bowl win. We could do the off-season stuff in another episode, but ending it on a Super Bowl win is just an awesome finish to the season. And I think it's just right that we end it this way. Here you are. The Chicago Bears are the 4 years from now. So 2029 Super Bowl champs against the Kansas City Chiefs. 20-17, grinder of a game. We got that dub. So I thank you all so much for watching. The support has been amazing on the channel so far. Y'all are the absolute best. If you like this video, please drop a like and subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. Y'all are the best. Have a good one. Love y'all. Peace.